I want to swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. What's up, folks? Keep it short today, just going for a little walk to the store. Happy Saturday. What's going on? Oh, it's kind of brisk, but it's not too shabby. Not too bad. Just got to watch those ice patches. You guys may get some reality bloopers. Okay, guys, your mind is like a parachute. Your mind is like a parachute. It's not going to work if it ain't open. Your mind is like a parachute. Oh, it's kind of chilly. Your mind is like a parachute. It's not going to work unless it's open. Being open-minded can cost you money. Yes, I get it. But being open-minded can also cost you money. Being closed-minded. Sorry, I'm watching the... Yeah, look at all the ice. Being careful here. Being open-minded can cost you money, but being closed-minded can cost you more money. I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples, and I'm going to give you an example specifically that just occurred. It just happened to me, where I was super closed-minded about something for a very long time, and I decided to say, hey, I'm going to open my mind on this one and not be so negative. I call it the scratched by a cat syndrome. The scratched by a cat syndrome. When I was young, I got scratched by a cat pretty badly. I got attacked by a cat, actually. Cats were not my best friends. And every time I would see a cat, I was scarred. I was emotionally scarred by the cat scratch fever. So I didn't like cats, and I guess they could feel that. But at some point, they're just so dang cute that I had no choice but to let them into my life. Now, cats are my favorite fur things on the planet. Many of you know that. I'm a cat person. Well, I'm going to start tearing up. It's not because I'm sad. It's because it's Chile. So, are we good? Welcome, guys. Just going to talk away here because this is quite important. So, I had the cat scratch fever. I was closed-minded. I got scarred by trading, financial trading, specifically Forex. Anyone who would approach me with Forex, many of you have. I think all of you have at some point. I said, no, I'm not even looking. Because I was scarred back in 2008. I lost close to 400 grand. I guess that was a lot of money for me back then. It still is a lot of money. That just slipped out. It's a heck of a lot of money. I hope this phone doesn't freeze. Damn you, Steve Jobbers. iPhones freeze and they heat up in the sauna. So let's see if this lasts. But I was closed-minded because I lost a lot of money. So I was no longer open-minded to that possibility. And being closed-minded cost me a lot of money. I'm an entrepreneur. I love multiple income streams. I missed out on the Bitcoin wave. I don't know if I should call that the Bitcoin bubble. I shouldn't call it that. Didn't want to offend anyone. No, I shouldn't have said that. I retract that statement. But I have no problem testing stuff with about 10 grand. Testing, yeah, for sure. Testing stuff with about 10 grand. No problem with trying stuff out if it's got some kind of, sometimes you gotta roll the dice a little bit, and sometimes it could pay off. For example, I'm building a funnel right now. Just watching my steps. I'm building a funnel right now for my team, and something the experts don't tell you is that when you launch a Facebook ad campaign, you have to spend money for the testing, the split testing and the double split testing. So I'm putting in about 10 grand to test it for my team so they don't have to go through all that stuff. Therefore, that's usually my my initial investment to get things rolling. Now, let's go to the point. Being closed-minded never served me. And when it came to Forex, should I bring this up? Yeah, and this is not a pitch of any kind. I'm not into Forex. I don't like it. Well, I like it now. I am someone send me an opportunity to get a 10% return daily. And I'm like, yeah, okay. The only reason I responded to his message is because I'm coaching this person. And I said, he showed me his screenshots, and I'm like, you know, Mark, why not just throw a few bucks and see what happens? Because this is a whole AI system, and being from the technology world, I know how technology grows. And what really hit me is the guy who created this, the algorithm, okay? This ain't an opportunity. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just investing money. Because as you make more money, who doesn't like to duplicate it in some way, shape, or form? And a lot of things are too good to be true, right? You know that whole thing? If it's too good to be true, it's not true. I'm going to get indoors somewhere. Actually, I think because I'm going to my favorite store, it's because my ears are freezing up. You know when they say it's too good to be true, there's no easy money? Well, I'm not that closed-minded anymore. I know there's no easy money, but there's some things I do, y'all, that, like, I mean, if I were to tell you, I could create a funnel that does a bunch of auto stuff for me. Oh, good, there's no one in there. I'm going in. Does a bunch of auto stuff for me. It is too good to be true. It sounds too good to be true, but I'm doing it. Okay, here we go. So, nice and warm. So things like that, every now and again you hit up on something that seems too good to be true, but it actually clicks. So for example, just when I launch a funnel or I do an automated webinar where sales happen automatically, traditionally that's kind of get rich quick. And it doesn't seem real, but I mean, I just launched a product. It's $3,000. Putting it through a funnel. It's going to sell hand over fist on a regular basis, $3,000, and $3,000 a pop. And all I had to do is create the product once, and it continues to sell automatically. Got the sniffles, excuse me. So something like that, I had to be open-minded to that concept before I even got into it. You know, set up, create a product that sells over and over and over again, get it on automation. Really? Really? Well, yeah, really. I just did a pre-launch a few weeks ago, I guess. Hi there. They may kick me out because I'm in a financial institution. I'll just keep it in the corner here. Yeah, how tall am I? Those of you who don't believe I'm 6 feet tall, I'm actually almost 6'1". It's because of my stature, I look shorter. Here we go, the shiny heights syndrome. So, yeah, they're going to kick me out pretty soon. Let's get this done with before I get kicked out in the cold. Been there before. I can handle it. I did a pre-launch. I sold that product at $97. Within a matter of, I don't know, a day, sold over 1,000 copies at pre-launch at $100. $100,000 came in. And to me, it's becoming more normal, some of these quick financial get rich quick. It's not really get rich quick. I want to be clear here, but it's not as impossible with technology as you would think. Therefore, when I build these kind of funnels that just feed money, print money, print money, my mind is becoming more open because I'm like, it's real. I'm doing all kinds of things that people wouldn't even look at. I wouldn't normally look at. So when it comes down to the Forex thing, I said, you know what, Mark? Let's just be a little open-minded. I looked into it, the artificial intelligence, And sure enough, in 2 days, it's like an 11% return. And on 10 grand, that's like over $1,000. So to me, and that's because they have software now that they didn't have when I was around. I dealt with brokers when I was around, when I used to do this kind of stuff. So I've been out of the trading world forever, and I had the cat scratch fever. I did not want to go back to it because I was scarred. So I remained closed-minded. Now, don't get me wrong, trading is nothing I want to do at all. I want nothing to do with it. However, they got software. The guy who created the algorithm is actually a documented genius. I know who he is, like from the news and stuff. So I said, I'm just going to pick up the software, throw in a few bucks, see what happens. If it starts working, I'll start feeding it. Why wouldn't you? And if anything starts crashing, I pull out. I'll just take out my money as it goes. So to make a long story short, this little flash of open-mindedness is going to make me an extra income stream. It's nothing. I'm not doing anything, and I'm not promoting this at all. I know nothing about that kind of world. However, the software is AI, and it's doing its thing, and I'm like, the lesson here is not to get into Forex, because I was against it I've always been against it, because I'm not a professional in that field. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So the lesson here is not that. The lesson here is to be open-minded. Go out for some air so they don't kick me out because I'm on a flow. I'll come back in. Yeah, there, I'm nice and warm. It's nice out too. So the lesson here is I got to be more open-minded, yo. Doesn't mean I'm going to be stupid in my decisions and quick to act. What it does mean is that I'll take a look if something kind of makes sense a little bit. And actually, you know what really triggered it today was, not today, this is last week. Today, what triggered it is that the returns are coming in, and I'm like, okay, it's weird. But what triggered my decision was that there's a 7-figure earner that it's not that I don't communicate with him. We started at the same time, actually. I don't know if I should say his name. Starts with a V. VD. Those are his initials. VD. What up, VD, if you're watching? He put up a post this morning, and it was the exact software that I got. And I'm like, this is insane. It seems like hype. It looks like hype. It smells like hype. It kind of felt like hype too. But I said, you know what, Mark? Open your mind a little bit. Get used to stretching that sucker a little bit. Look at what you're doing. Look at some of the things you're doing. Printing money in so many different ways. If you can set up a course and put it on autopilot, do auto recruiting for Pete's sake, do auto sales. If that is possible and you're doing that, why the heck wouldn't you just at least dabble in something doesn't even seem so hypey as what you're currently doing? So there we go. That was my lesson. And I was thrilled. I'm thrilled. I mean, crap. Thing is about finances is you can pour as much as you want, kind of like a Facebook ad. Put $1 in a machine, get $2 out, which is really the way to get super wealthy. Keep reinvesting your money in something that duplicates. If you can duplicate $1, you can, I mean, let's face it, that's hundreds of millions of dollars if you start building that kind of stuff up. So, with that being said, it's costing you a lot if you're closed-minded, guys. It's really costing you a lot if you're closed-minded. You have to be more open-minded. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to talk to myself. I must be more open-minded, because not being open-minded is costing me so much money. And now everything that's around me, all the opportunity from being open-minded, it's like it just appears. Be very careful. You still must be careful. But I don't roll like that. I don't know. I heard a salesperson once say that people who sell are the easiest to be sold to, and I think that's true. I buy everything. I do lose money by being too open-minded, but I lose more by being closed-minded. That's going to be my closing statement today. You may lose a few bucks by being super open-minded. Do as much due diligence as you possibly can. But if you do too much due diligence, you will suffer from perfection paralysis. And that goes to taking action too. I'm not going to get into taking action. That's something I will definitely cover next week. How to get out of a funk. Because that's a big problem people are suffering from. So that's my closing statement. It can be expensive. It could be a little expensive to be open-minded, but it could be a lot more expensive to be closed-minded. Okay, guys, have an awesome Saturday. I will see you all as I walk into, yes, my favorite store, the money store. Have an awesome Saturday, and I'll see you guys on social media. Bye-bye now.